Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Meredith Critchfield, Dean of the College of Education at GCU. Over the next few minutes, I will walk you through some of the most important elements of the certification exam process that you will likely encounter as a current or an aspiring educator candidate in our program. First and foremost, it's important to know that when you enroll in an educator preparation program and seek licensure, you're committing to two related but distinct tasks. First, successfully completing all programmatic requirements, including, but not limited to, your coursework and field experiences in your GCU COE program. Second, seeking certification through an external entity, specifically a licensing agency. These are usually state departments of education. Students who plan to conduct field placements, practicum, or student teaching outside their home state must disclose this to their student services counselor to determine whether their program of study is available. Our aim as an educator preparation program is to equip you with the essential components necessary for licensure, which includes required coursework and field experiences. And these components enable us to formally recommend you to the state for licensure through a process known as institutional recommendation. Our teacher preparation programs are approved by the Arizona State Board of Education. The College of Education is tasked with the responsibility to assess each candidate's content preparedness before they enter the classroom. Therefore, passing a content proficiency exam is a requirement for all candidates enrolled in our initial teacher licensure programs. It's also important to know that licensing agencies, again, usually state departments of education, are the only entities that can determine if you, as a student, are eligible for a certificate, license, or endorsement. GCU can provide you with the program, an initial assessment of whether GCU's program meets your state's educational requirements, and an institutional recommendation. But it's the licensing agency that provides educator license or certification. It is you, the candidate's responsibility to familiarize and understand State Department of Education and state certification requirements. This includes candidates who are seeking licensure out of state and may need to follow an out-of-state pathway or reciprocity. In many states, you must do more than just pass your courses and do well within the field experience of your program, although that's certainly important. You may also need to pass exams and have a clear background check, amongst other similar tasks. So let's break down the three types of exams you might be expected to take. The specific tests and the cutoff scores or passing scores, they vary from state to state. The first type of exam is a basic skills exam. Basic skills exams are usually high-stakes standardized tests in reading, writing, and math that are intended to make sure you have the basic skills needed to be a solid communicator and educator in a school. But not every state requires basic skills exams. Some do. Review and familiarize yourself with your State Department of Education and state certification requirements to ensure you understand the steps needed to certify in your state. The second type is the content knowledge exam. These are taken in addition to and typically after the basic skills exams. These are also standardized tests, but they're more discipline-specific tests where you need to know the content areas and some of the pedagogical methods around those content areas. Now, these tests can be extra tricky and they can be challenging, so give yourself plenty of time to prepare for any and all content knowledge exams. It's important to note that there may be more than one content exam required. The third type of exam, the professional knowledge exam. Typically, these come last. The standardized test is less content-focused and aims to gauge your knowledge of key competencies like student development, curriculum, instruction, assessment, the school and classroom environments, and learner growth. You might be wondering when you will take these exams. The application process for student teaching starts well before the actual student teaching experience, but content exams must be passed prior to applying to student teach. Be sure to visit the University Policy Handbook for those exact due dates and deadlines for the student teaching application. Sometimes these tests can sneak up on us, so it's important to identify which exams you need to take. Give yourself plenty of time to study and sign up for the exams well in advance. Being proactive is the name of the game. We encourage you to reach out to your field experience counselor as soon as possible for assistance. Of course, there are some nitty-gritty details we need to cover about all of this test taking. If you are unable to meet the certification exam requirements, you may not be eligible to student teach, or at minimum, you might have to delay the experience. Exam score reports will only be accepted by your counselor if the official score report documents a passing score. Some states will require you to first certify in Arizona prior to certifying in your state. Some states where you might seek licensure will not permit student teaching to begin until passing content exam scores are on file with the university and/or the state. So you should check your state requirements frequently, as these are subject to change. Visit your State Department of Education website and your degree program page on gcu.edu. I know that this is a lot of information, but supporting you is our top priority. We have several resources at GCU to help you prepare for exams. First, there are several test prep library guides found online in the GCU library, and it includes resources and practice tests. Second are our exam preparation videos. These are free, on-demand videos that guide you through specific exams. Visit the Student Success Center on the COE page under the Certification Exam Preparation tab. Third, your coursework includes various opportunities to prepare for critical test practice. Fourth, the University Policy Handbook outlines specific testing policies. The fifth resource is test preparation. GCU has a relationship with 240 Tutoring, an external online-based resource that provides comprehensive digital study guides, diagnostic tests, instructional content, and quizzes for the various state tests. Students also have access to GCU's AI certification test prep tool, Bloom. Along with these resources, I urge you to work with your field experience counselor and your State Department of Education early and often. This will help you understand all state-specific testing requirements and certification or licensure requirements. The more that you arm yourself with helpful information, the more likely you are to succeed. Remember, the College of Education, we're here to support you on your journey. So if you ever have any questions, reach out to your counselor. You can find their name and their contact information in the student portal. You can also email the college at coe@gcu.edu or visit the Student Success Center on the College of Education page to get you all the help that you need. Thank you so much for listening, and go Lobes!